In today's video, we'll be learning the simplest way to cut a short lining under a lace gown. And without wasting much of our time, we are going to be diving into this video. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If it's your first time here, you're welcome. And to all my subscribers, thank you. My name is PELLA'S. So we're going to be starting by cutting straight on the lace pattern, cutting the down part on the lace pattern. And I have my fabric already folded in two. I'm going to be cutting the front part first. So I have the fabric already folded in two, as you can see. So I'm going to be taking off 16 inches from the up of the tape and place it 16 inches on the fabric, and that's where I'm marking, and that is going to stand for my waist part. And I'll take it down. The length of this gown is about 44, and since the lace is already designed down, so I'll just go straight and mark about 44 and half inches for sewing allowance. Then from the starting point I marked, I take it down to about 10 inches, which is my hip line. So as you can see now, then going back to the waistline, I divided the waist measurements into 4 and I marked it. I added about 1.5 inches allowance, and on the hip line I divided the circumference of my hip into 4 and I added 1.5 allowance. That's the hip part. So without wasting much of our time, I just connected the hip to the waistline that I already marked. Or before doing that, I just went down and marked. For the down part, I just took the measurement I have on the hip line minusing the allowance I added. I marked it on the down part. Then I'm connecting the 3 points I have, connecting it together, shaping it out to give me that figure 6 shape. So I'm connecting it together. Please don't forget, I say for the down part of the lace, which is my knee part, what I did is just take what I marked there is the exact measurement for my hip without adding allowance. So I went ahead to cut it. Then for the back part, the only difference between the back and the front part is the zipper that passes through the center of the back. So I'm folding my fabric in two. Then I'm going to be placing the front part I marked already, but at the center I'm going to be taking off 1.5 inches, which is going to stand for my zipper allowance, and then for the slit at the back. So I'm going to cut through. As you can see, I've cut through, and here is my door face I'm going to be using to line this, and this is me just determine where the short is going to start from. And I have my door face fabric. You can choose to use mirror face, door face, doshes, any type you like under your lace fabric. So I have my door face now. This is door face material. I have it already cut out, but not exact length I want. So I'm just going to be placing the lace already cut out in the desired shape I want using my basic body measurements, and I'm going to be marking it out. I mark the waistline just to get it straightened. And after I'm done doing that, I just shifted my fabric to align it where on the lining. And then I'm going to be taking the measurement to determine where I want the short lining to reach. And from the waist, I just took it down about 20 inches. And I'm going to be marking it out. So I first cut out the other part, which is the center, the sides, just for me to get the right shape. So took it down 20 inches, and I'm placing my tape rule there to know exactly where the 20 inches is on my fabric down the door face. So now from there, I just take down again about 2 inches downward. Why am I taking these 2 inches downward? Because I'm going to still line this door face and I'll fold it up. So by the time I fold it up, I'll still have exactly 20 inches I want for the down lining. So now you can see the 20 inches and the 2 inches I added. The 2 inches, remember, is for folding. So now I went ahead again to cut for the back part. So what I just did is placing the door face I already cut for the lining. I place it on another one, leaving about 1.5 inches for the zipper, which I did for the lace fabric. Then this fabric now is what I'm going to be using to lining the door face before I will place the lace material. And to cut that out, I folded my fabric again in two. Folding it again in two, I place the doll face fabric on the lining I folded already. Then remember I added 2 inches to the lining, to the doll face. So I'm going to be folding that 2 inches upward just for me to get the exact lining length, which is 20. So that I fold up 2 inches, exactly where I'm going to sew it. So I also did again to cut out the back parts. So after I'm done doing this, so I just place my lining on my doll face, making the right side face the right side, and I went ahead to sew the down part straight down. So this is the down part I sew straight down, and I opened it up like this just to stop stitch, and I sew straight on the lining this time around, not on the doll face. You can see it didn't show on the doll face. And again, I just close it up again, making the right side face the right side back, and I sew the 2 sides together. I sewed it. Remember the fabric, all our fabric are still faced right side facing right side. And after I'm done, I trimmed out all the excesses I have so that it won't be puffing up on my fabric. And now you can see exactly what I have now. So I'm going to be putting my hand on the waist part, and I'm bringing it out, turning it inside out. You can see what I have. So all my sewing now is inside, is hidden inside. So now I'll just take it to my pressing table and press it down to align it very well. And then on the waist mouth, I'm going to stitch it straight just to close up the waist. So you can see now. Then bringing in my lace fabric. After I'm done ironing and everything, then I'll place it, making the wrong side of the lace fabric to face the right side of the doll face fabric. You can see exactly now. Then I'll stitch the mouth together, the waist part, the upper part, as you can see now. I'll stitch it together. So this is me stitching it together. You can decide to first stitch the lining and the doll face together before you place the lace, because sometimes this lace stretches, and if you're not that careful, you will discover that you have excess lace. Meanwhile, while cutting, you cut the perfect measurement, but while sewing you discover you have excess because it has the tendency to stretch itself. So you don't drag it to yourself, pull it to yourself, or drag it at the front. Just ensure you are sewing it carefully and gently. If you're enjoying this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and please, if you are yet to subscribe, please subscribe. So now after I'm done sewing the waist, I just switch to the sides and I stitch the sides together. I just stitch it on the doll face. I switch to the other side. I did the same thing. So you can see exactly what I have now. Putting it on the table, you can see perfectly what I have. You can see the lining down. You can see the side, everything. Then this for the back side also. The same thing I did for the front, that's what I repeated for the back side. Just the only difference between the back, I said already, is the slits and the zipper. Now go ahead and fix the zipper on the back side, then making the right side of the front face the right side of the back part. Then next I will mark out my measurement without including any allowance. You can as well use the same procedure to cut for a flare gown. Thank you guys for watching. See you in my next video.